Let me ask you something. Have you ever started your morning already feeling like you're behind? Like you're waking up to a weight you didn't ask for, expectations, comparisons, doubts, regrets. Before you even open your eyes fully, the world is already whispering, "You're not doing enough. You're not where you should be." But who decided that? Who told you that your worth is something you have to prove every single day? What if I told you this? The most powerful words you can speak every morning are simply, "I am enough." Not because you're perfect, not because everything is figured out, but because you showed up, you woke up, you're here. And that is already something extraordinary. Every sunrise is a quiet invitation, a chance to begin again, to return to yourself. You are not your past mistakes. You are not the noise of your surroundings. You are not the expectations that weigh on your shoulders. You are the resilience that got you through yesterday. You are the breath you take right now, choosing to keep going. You are the light that still flickers, even when the world feels dim. Too often, we get caught in a cycle of doing to feel worthy. We chase validation from others, from checklists, from numbers, from likes and promotions. But before all that, there's you, the real you. And the real you is already worthy. So, take this moment. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. And repeat this quietly or loudly if you need to. I am enough. I am worthy. I am loved. Think about it. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and really saw yourself not through the lens of what the world wants from you, but through the truth of who you are? We've been taught to seek love and acceptance from the outside. But the most powerful kind of love is the one we give ourselves. Self-love is not selfish. It is the foundation of strength, peace, and clarity. When you begin your day with affirmation instead of anxiety, with gratitude instead of guilt, everything shifts. You show up differently. You speak more kindly to yourself. You stop begging for approval and instead start walking with purpose. I used to wake up and immediately check my phone, scroll through messages, emails, social media, and with every swipe, I could feel my energy shrinking. I had handed my worth to the outside world. But the day I chose to start with one simple phrase, "I am enough," something changed. It was subtle at first, but over time, that one truth became a quiet armor I wore into the world. And you can have that too. Let this be your daily ritual. Before the coffee, the commute, the chaos, just breathe. Inhale peace. Exhale pressure. Inhale worthiness. Exhale comparison. Inhale love. Exhale fear. You don't need to prove your value today. You just need to remember it. You were not born to be perfect. You were born to be real, to be human, to grow, to rise, to love and fall and rise again. That's what makes you powerful. That's what makes you enough. So, this morning and every morning, start here. Look at yourself not as a project to be fixed, but as a soul to be honored. Let the first voice you hear today be your own. And let it say, "I am enough. I am strong. I am worthy of love, peace, and joy." And if no one else tells you this today, let me be the one to say it. You matter. You are seen. You are doing better than you think. And you are more than enough. If this message spoke to you, take a deep breath and carry it with you into your day. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this with someone who needs to hear these words today. This is your safe space, your daily reset. And you're not alone on this journey. Let me ask you something. When you first wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you say to yourself? Do you greet the day with hope? Or do you immediately feel the weight of everything waiting for you? Do your thoughts uplift you or pull you into a spiral of doubt, pressure, and comparison? Most of us don't even realize it. But the conversations we have with ourselves, quiet whispers in the back of our minds, they shape everything. They shape our mood, our energy, our confidence, even how we love ourselves. And here's the truth. What you repeatedly say to yourself becomes your identity. Now, that might sound a little dramatic, but let's pause for a moment. Think back to a time when you failed at something. Did you tell yourself, "I'm a failure," or did you say, "I'm learning"? When someone rejected you, did you think, "I'm not good enough," or maybe they weren't for me, and that's okay? The difference might seem small, but it's everything. Because over time, our minds collect these words, and slowly, they become beliefs. And beliefs, they shape how we show up in the world. That's where affirmations come in. Affirmations are not magic spells. They're not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. They're intentional statements spoken with awareness designed to shift your energy, your focus, and your self-worth. They're a daily practice, a ritual, a moment of choosing yourself. Let me share something personal. There was a time in my life when I woke up every day already feeling behind. Even before I got out of bed, my mind was racing. You're not doing enough. You're falling behind. You messed up yesterday again. I was running a mental marathon before I even had breakfast. And over time, that internal pressure turned into anxiety, into burnout, into this constant feeling that I could never catch up to the version of myself I thought I should be. Until one day, I heard a speaker say something that hit me hard. If your inner voice isn't your best friend, it's time to change the conversation. That line changed everything for me. So I started experimenting. Every morning before the emails, the noise, the phone notifications, gave myself 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I sat quietly. I took a deep breath. And I said, I am enough. I am doing my best. I am allowed to take up space. I believe in the person I'm becoming. And you know what? At first, it felt awkward, forced, even silly. But I kept going. And something began to shift. My mornings felt lighter. My thoughts grew kinder. And slowly, I stopped needing external validation because I was finally giving myself internal permission to grow. If you're new to affirmations, you might be wondering, can a few words really make that much of a difference? And my answer is yes, but not because the words themselves are magic. It's the energy behind them. It's the consistency that retrains your subconscious. It's the choice every day to build a relationship with yourself based on compassion rather than criticism. Affirmations are like gentle mental workouts. You don't feel strong after one push-up, but do it every day and over time, you build strength. The same goes for your mind. Let's try something together right now. Wherever you are, pause for just a moment. Sit up a little straighter. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now, close your eyes if you can, and quietly, in your heart or out loud, repeat after me. I am safe. I am whole. I am not behind. I am right where I need to be. I give myself permission to be gentle today. I believe in my worth even when it feels hard. Take a breath and sit with those words. Let them sink in it as something you're trying to convince yourself of, but as something you're reclaiming. Because here's something beautiful. You don't have to wait until you're healed, successful, or perfect to affirm your value. You can start exactly where you are with the messy, beautiful, human version of yourself right now. Your affirmations don't have to be complicated. They just have to be true to your heart. Here are a few more you can start with. I am learning and growing every day. I choose peace over pressure. My worth is not based on productivity. I can handle what comes my way. I trust my journey, even when I don't have all the answers. Write them down. Put them on a sticky note. Say them during your morning coffee. Repeat them while brushing your teeth or driving to work. Make it your daily reset. Make it your ritual of return to yourself. Because life will test you. People will misunderstand you. Plans will fall apart. And on those days, the loudest voice in your head needs to be one of truth, not torment. Affirmations remind you. You are not your mistakes. You are not your worst day. You are not what someone else failed to see in you. You are possibility. You are resilience. You are becoming Gand. That is beautiful. So the next time you find yourself spiraling, doubting, or shrinking, pause, breathe, speak kindly to yourself. Let your words be like warm sunlight through your window, gentle, illuminating, constant. And if no one has told you this today, let me be the one to say, you are doing better than you think. You are worthy without having to prove anything. And you are more powerful than you realize. Repeat these affirmations daily. Watch your mindset evolve. Watch your energy rise. Watch your life begin to feel a little lighter on breath, one word, one morning at a time. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. Let's build a community where the most powerful voice in your life is finally your own. You are not alone on this journey. And today, you've already taken a powerful step forward. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're constantly chasing something? Chasing the next goal, the next version of yourself, hoping that maybe then you'll finally feel confident. Like, I'll be confident once I get in shape. I'll feel worthy once I stop making mistakes. I'll love myself when I'm more successful, more disciplined, more together. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Most of us have been there. We've been taught that confidence is something we earn through achievement, approval, or perfection. But here's a quiet truth the world often forgets to tell you. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from accepting that you don't need to be. You see, somewhere along the way, we learned to tie our self-worth to our performance. We started believing things like, if I make a mistake, it means I'm not good enough. If I fall short, I've failed. If people don't approve of me, I must be doing something wrong. We put this impossible pressure on ourselves to never stumble, to always have it together, to meet everyone's expectations. And then, when we inevitably mess up, all humans down spiral into shame. But let's pause for a moment. Who told you that being human was something to be ashamed of? Here's what I've learned. Real confidence isn't loud. It doesn't shout over your insecurities. It doesn't come from proving anything to anyone. True confidence is quiet, gentle, rooted. It's the voice inside you that says, even though I'm still learning, I trust myself. Even though I'm not perfect, I am still worthy. It's the kind of confidence that stays with you, even on your worst days, because it was never built on perfection in the first place. I used to think I had to earn my place in every room. I worked overtime trying to be the best version of myself, always pushing, always perfecting. But underneath that drive was fear. Fear of being seen as weak. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of not being enough. And the more I chased perfection, the more disconnected I felt from myself and from peace. Until one day, I heard something simple that changed the way I looked at everything. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real. That hit me hard. Because real means honest. Real means vulnerable. Real means showing up with your strengths and your flaws and loving yourself anyway. So, what does that look like in real life? It looks like forgiving yourself when you mess up. It looks like asking for help when you're overwhelmed. It looks like showing up to a conversation without pretending to have all the answers. It's choosing compassion over criticism, progress over perfection, and presence over performance. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt freer after making a mistake but being met with kindness? Have you ever shared something vulnerable with someone, and instead of judgment, they said, I get it. Me too. That's where confidence grows. In those soft spaces of shared humanity. When we stop judging our journey and start honoring it. Because the truth is, confidence isn't the absence of self-doubt. It's the decision to keep moving forward, even when self-doubt shows up. It's not about being flawless, it's about being fearless enough to try, even when you know you might fail. One practice I started using, something that truly changed my relationship with confidence, is this. Every time I mess up, I say to myself, this is a moment of growth, not a definition of who I am. Because mistakes are not proof that you're failing. They're proof that you're growing. The people who build lasting confidence aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who get up again and again with grace. So, what if you stopped trying to impress the world and started focusing on building a home within yourself? A home where you are allowed to be imperfect, in progress, still becoming. What if you gave yourself permission to not be amazing all the time and trusted that who you are right now is enough? Because when you do that, something shifts. You stop performing, you stop comparing, and you begin to belong to yourself. Let's take a deep breath together. Now, say this with me. Quietly, gently. I release the need to be perfect. I accept all parts of me flawed, growing, and real. I am worthy of love, even when I'm still healing. I trust myself, not because I have all the answers, but because I'm learning. Here's what I hope you'll carry into the rest of your day. You don't need a perfect resume, a perfect body, a perfect past to feel confident. You just need truth. The truth that you are enough right here, right now. The truth that your journey is allowed to be messy and meaningful at the same time. The truth that love, joy, confidence, and peace aren't things you chase, they are things you allow. And when you finally accept the real you, messy, brave, healing, trying, you stop asking the world for permission to feel whole. You already are. If this message spoke to your heart, take a moment to like, comment, or share it with someone you love. And if you're on a journey of growth, healing, and daily renewal, subscribe to this channel. You belong here. Your presence is powerful. Your story is sacred. And your confidence starts with acceptance. What does it really mean to love yourself? Not in the way social media paints it: perfect routines, flawless skin, expensive candles, or staged smiles. But in the quiet moments when no one's watching. When you're standing in front of the mirror, tired, uncertain, or maybe even a little broken. What do you say to yourself then? Do you speak with kindness or criticism? With compassion or comparison? Because the truth is, self-love is not a final destination you reach when everything is perfect. It's a journey, a daily walk home to yourself. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever felt like you're falling behind in your own life? Like you should already be there by now, wherever there is. Maybe you thought by now you'd be more confident, more successful, more put together. But instead, you wake up some mornings feeling overwhelmed. Like no matter how hard you try, you're still not enough. If that resonates with you, let me gently remind you of this. You are already enough. Not tomorrow. Not when you lose 10 pounds or when your life makes more sense. But now, as you are. There was a season in my life when I thought self-love was a reward. I believed I could only love myself after I'd fixed everything I didn't like. I told myself, I'll love myself when I stop procrastinating. I'll be proud of myself when I'm more disciplined. I'll accept myself when I've healed all the messy parts. But here's what I discovered the hard way. The love we withhold from ourselves today becomes the very emptiness we carry into tomorrow. You can't shame yourself into growth. You can't punish yourself into peace. And you definitely can't wait until you're perfect to start treating yourself like someone who matters. Self-love is a practice. A gentle, intentional act that you choose every single day. Some days, that practice might look like journaling or meditating. Other days, it might be choosing to rest instead of pushing through. And sometimes self-love is just looking in the mirror and not turning away. It's saying, I see you. I accept you even on the days you struggle. I am still worthy right here, right now. Let's try something right now. If you're in a safe, quiet space, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale through your mouth. Now, place your hand over your heart and say to yourself subtly or out loud, I am enough. I am worthy of kindness. I may not be where I want to be yet, but I am not behind. I love who I am becoming. Just notice how that feels. You don't have to force anything. Let the words be a whisper and offering. Because the act of repeating these truths isn't about ego or denial. It's about remembering who you are underneath the noise. We live in a world that constantly tells us we're not enough, not thin enough, not successful enough, not young enough, rich enough, productive enough. And when we buy into that story, we start treating ourselves like a project that always needs fixing. But you're not a project. You're a person. A beautiful, complex, evolving human being with stories, scars, and strength. You don't need to earn your own love. You just need to remember it. Some people worrying that self-love is selfish. That if they focus on caring for themselves, they'll become self-absorbed or lazy. But here's the truth. Self-love is not selfish. It's essential. It's what allows you to show up fully in your relationships. It's what gives you the strength to set boundaries, to say no, to speak up for what matters. Because when you start loving yourself, you stop seeking permission to exist. You stop settling for scraps of validation. And you start making choices that honor your peace. Think of self-love like tending a garden. You don't plant one seed and expect it to bloom overnight. You water it. You nourish it. You give it sunlight and patience even on the cloudy days. It's the same with your heart. Some mornings, you'll feel strong and grounded. Other mornings, you'll feel lost or fragile. And both are okay. Because loving yourself is not about feeling good all the time. It's about being there for yourself even when you don't. So, let me ask you again. What if you stopped rushing to fix yourself and started learning to sit with yourself? What if you let go of the idea that you need to be more and simply allowed yourself to be? What if today, you chose to treat yourself not with judgment, but with grace? You don't have to wait for permission. You don't need someone else to say you're enough. You can decide that right now. Here's something simple you can do each day. Look in the mirror, even if it's just for 10 seconds. Make eye contact with yourself, not with your flaws, but with your soul. And say something kind, something true. It can be, "I'm proud of you. You're growing. I forgive you. We're okay." Let it be awkward if it needs to. Let it be raw, but let it happen. Because the more you speak love into your own reflection, the more you start seeing yourself with new eyes. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not unworthy just because your path looks different than someone else's. You are living, learning, becoming exactly as you were meant to. And that is enough. Self-love is not a destination. It's a daily return to yourself. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. This space is for your healing, your peace, your growth. Come back to this video anytime you forget who you are. You're not alone on this journey. And today, you've already taken a powerful step. Maybe the world didn't say it to you today. Maybe no one reminded you of who you are. Maybe no one looked you in the eye and said, "You're doing okay." Maybe the noise out there made you question your worth again. If that's the case, let me say it to you now. You are enough, right now. Not someday. Not when everything's in place. Not when you finally fix all the parts you think are broken. But now exactly as you are. We live in a world that profits from your self-doubt. Ads tell you you're not pretty enough. Work tells you you're not productive enough. Society whispers that you're not far enough, fast enough, strong enough. It's no wonder you've started wondering if you're falling behind, if you're missing something, if maybe you're not enough. But here's the truth the world doesn't say loud enough. You are not missing anything. You are not a half-finished version of who you should be. You are already even while you're still healing, even while you're growing, even while you're figuring it out. Let me ask you something. What would happen if, instead of constantly trying to fix yourself, you started appreciating who you already are? What would shift if, just for today, you stopped chasing perfection and started honoring presence? Take a moment with me right now. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep, slow breath in, and gently release it. Again. Inhale belief. Exhale doubt. Inhale peace. Exhale pressure. Now place your hand over your heart just gently, and say quietly in your mind, or out loud if you feel brave enough, "I am already enough. I am not behind. I am right on time. I am becoming someone I'm proud of, and I trust the process of my own becoming." Sometimes, the world will try to convince you otherwise. It will hand you mirrors that only reflect your flaws. It will hand you checklists of who you're supposed to be. It will flood you with messages that say you're not there yet. But your truth is stronger than that noise. Because beneath every doubt, every insecurity, every moment of silence when you needed love and didn't receive it, there is still a voice inside you that knows, "I am still worthy. I am still valuable. I am still becoming. I am still enough." Confidence doesn't always look loud. Self-love doesn't always look like joy. Sometimes, it's the simple act of showing up again today. Sometimes, it's not giving up on yourself even when you feel tired. Sometimes, it's whispering, "I'm proud of you," even when no one else is saying it. And that's more than enough. This life is not a race. It's not a performance. It's not a test you have to pass to earn your own approval. This life is a journey, a sacred one. And every version of you along the way deserves love. Not just the polished version. Not just the healed version. Not just the finally got it all together version. But this version. The right now you. Imperfect. Learning. Present. You see, when you let go of the belief that you have to be someone else to be loved, you start building a home within yourself. And when you start loving that home, you stop looking for validation in places that never really saw you. You start walking taller, breathing deeper, speaking softer to yourself, making decisions from a place of wholeness, not fear. You begin to live in alignment with the truth. You were never broken. You were never less than. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are not behind. So today, and every day moving forward, let this be your reminder. You don't need more to be worthy. You don't need to hustle for approval. You don't need to shrink so others feel more comfortable. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to breathe and be without justification. Because who you are today is already enough. Let that truth settle into your bones. Let it live in the way you speak to yourself tonight. Let it echo in your heart when you wake up tomorrow. And if you ever forget, come back here. This space is always for you. Inhale confidence. Exhale comparison. Inhale truth. Exhale shame. Inhale gratitude for the person you're becoming. Exhale anything that says you're not already enough. Because this is your moment. This is your voice. And no doubt, no hesitation. You are enough. Come home to yourself. You were never missing anything. If this message reminded you of your worth, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's create a space where healing is normal and self-love is our daily practice. You belong here, and we're walking this journey together. I have to be honest with you. The first time I tried affirmation shows simple, positive phrases we repeat to ourselves, thought it was kind of silly. I remember standing in front of my mirror, whispering words like, I am enough, I am loved, I trust myself. And I remember thinking, who am I kidding? This doesn't change anything. These are just words. But something inside meth part that had been exhausted from self-doubt whispered back, what if this is exactly what you need? So, I kept going. And that decision, it changed everything. In the beginning, I was just going through the motions. The words didn't feel real. I felt like I was pretending. Because how could I say I am enough when I didn't believe it yet? But here's the beautiful thing about repetition. When you repeat something often enough, your brain begins to believe it. Not because it's brainwashing, but because it's rewiring. And one morning, about a week in, I said, I am enough. And for the first time, it didn't feel like a lie. It felt like relief. Not perfection. Not an explosion of confidence. Just relief. A pause. A soft moment of, maybe I don't have to keep fighting myself today. From that point forward, affirmations weren't just phrases I was saying. They were anchors I could hold onto when my inner critic tried to pull me under. And as I stayed with this practice, I began to notice something unexpected. The world around me started to shift. Not because the world had changed, but because I had. Lesson 1. All external change starts with inner change. We're often taught to chase change outside of us. Change your body. Change your job. Change your relationship. Then maybe you'll feel good. But affirmations taught me this. Until I changed the way I spoke to myself, nothing else really felt like it changed. When I told myself, I am strong, I am allowed to take up space, I am allowed to rest, I started walking differently. I started making decisions differently. I started letting go of people and patterns that no longer aligned with me. I didn't wait to feel ready. I spoke readiness into my life until my actions caught up. Lesson 2. The way you treat yourself sets the tone for how the world treats you. This one took me by surprise. Once I started speaking to myself with kindness and softness, I noticed I became less reactive, less defensive, more forgiving, more open. I stopped trying to prove my worth in every room I walked into. I stopped apologizing for taking up space. And suddenly, people responded to me differently. Not because I had changed who I was, but because I had finally started seeing who I was. There's something magnetic about someone who believes in themselves gently. Not loudly, not arrogantly, but quiet like a calm river that runs deep. Lesson 3. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You just need to be present. This was the hardest one for me. I used to believe I had to fix everything about myself before I could deserve love. That I had to be more productive, more attractive, more emotionally stable. Less too much. But the more I repeated phrases like, I am worthy of love even on my worst day. I forgive myself. I accept who I am and who I'm becoming. Something broke open. Not in a painful way, but in a healing way. Like I'd been carrying a weight I didn't need to carry anymore. Affirmations taught me that I don't need to chase love. I need to become a safe place for love, starting with myself. And when I started being gentle with the messy, growing, imperfect parts of me, I stopped fearing them. I stopped hiding them. And that created space for real healing. Here's something I want you to consider. What if the most powerful thing you could do today is not hustle for more, but speak gently to yourself exactly where you are? What if 5 words could shift your entire morning? I'm proud of you today. I choose peace over pressure. I am worthy of rest. I trust my own timing. What if, for once, you let your words become your home instead of your battleground? So, if you're wondering where to begin, start with one phrase. Write it on a sticky note. Say it while brushing your teeth. Repeat it while waiting for the coffee to brew. Say it when you're tired. Say it when you don't believe it yet. Say it until it starts to feel real. Because it will. Here are a few affirmations that help me the most in my own journey. I am doing the best I can, and that's enough. My worth is not dependent on how productive I am. I am allowed to rest without guilt. I give myself permission to take up space. I am learning to love myself patiently, gently, daily. And remember, there is no perfect way to practice this. There are no rules, no scripts, no deadlines. Self-love isn't a performance. It's not about being flawless. It's about being faithful to yourself. Narrator: I used to think that saying I am enough was just a feel-good phrase. Now I know. It's a doorway, a shift in the way you live, a moment where you stop seeking and start remembering. So if today is a hard day, if you've been doubting yourself, pushing too hard, or feeling lost, please hear this. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be impressive. You don't have to have it all figured out. You are already enough, and your journey is already unfolding in the right time. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to breathe and subscribe to this channel for more reminders of your worth. Share this video with someone who needs to hear they are enough, too. This isn't just a video. It's a space, a practice, a permission slip to be human, to grow, to heal, and to come home to yourself one word at a time.